Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to stop caring about someone. So this could be an ex or it could be a crush, basically someone who things just haven't worked out with. And you kind of are at a place where you just really want to stop caring about them. You just want to forget about them. You just want to get over it, basically. So this can be, a little bit tricky because obviously it depends on how long you've known them, how long you've been feeling these emotions for them. Especially if it was like a relationship as well, where you spent a long time together. It can take some time for you to stop caring about someone. Now, I don't want you to think that you're going to forget about them, because you're probably never ever going to forget about them, right? Because I have people that I haven't spoke to in years that I still remember. I remember all the crushes I've had. I remember all the people I've dated. Well, most of them at least. I have like really, especially those ones that lasted a long time. I don't really remember every single first date I've been on, but I definitely remember all the girls that I've been with, like, properly. And those really big, deep rooted crushes that you kind of get when you're a teenager. So you're never going to forget about them, but obviously after a while you don't feel as intensely about it, and you kind of just have like random memories, and that's kind of like all that there is. There's no really like big emotional kind of attachment to those memories. So you kind of want to get to that point where, yeah, sometimes you think about them, but you don't have that emotional intensity. Now obviously time is the biggest thing that's going to help you here. Time is going to be on your favor, basically, because time is, like they say, it's cliche, but the reason why this is cliche is because it's true. Time is the best healer. Time will eventually make these feelings less intense, but obviously how much time is obviously kind of depends on you. I feel like you can get over people relatively quickly if you just decide that you're going to just focus on other areas of your life and just not think about them as much. Like if you spend your time doing a lot of things that you enjoy, where you're highly productive, where you're not kind of dwelling too much on the situation, you kind of get over things a lot faster. Also, what helps as well is if you kind of, especially if this was a really, really big crush, or it could have been a really big relationship that ended badly, or whatever it may have been, sometimes it's best to write these things down and just kind of like sort through it in your head. So a quick way you can do this, just answer these questions, basically. If you are going through something like that and you do feel like you need to kind of like get your thoughts down on paper, then basically, answer this question, like, what happened? What happened? And then, kind of like, what did I, and then the other question is, after you've written that down, is, what did I learn from this? What did I learn about myself? What did I learn about other people? How has this kind of shaped how my views on the world? Answer those kinds of questions. And then you'll probably have a good detailed thing about what happened. And then, if you don't want to keep it, then just burn it or flush it down the toilet if you don't want anyone to see it, whatever, or you can keep it depending on, who you are. Then, once you've got all your thoughts down on paper about it, then you're more in the better position to heal. But the best thing to do when you are writing these things down, sometimes people write things down with the intention that someone's going to read it. Don't write it as if someone's going to read it. Write it down just for you. Write down an honest, open account of what happened. Like I said, you can get rid of it afterwards, but you need to kind of sort it through in your head first. Write that all down. Realize that it sucks. Realize that you're hurt, and that's fine. You're just going through something. Everyone goes through these things. I feel there's like this idea, right, that I think some people have, and it's like, I can't, other people can get over things so much faster than me, or it's possible to like not get hurt about these things. Like, it's normal for you to get hurt when a breakup happens, or if you get rejected by someone, whatever it may be. You were into them, they weren't into you, whatever, right? It's okay to feel suckish about it, right? And it's okay, and it's normal for it to hurt. It's normal for you to be upset about it, right? It's not abnormal. It would be not normal if you didn't feel anything, right? Because then you're kind of, it kind of reminds me of this documentary I watched with Piers Morgan, and he was talking to like some kind of psychopath, and this psychopath had like no emotion whatsoever. Like, it's okay for you to have emotions in your life, right? If you get rejected and it hurts, that's fine. It's normal. You're supposed to feel hurt by it. It's supposed to be a hurtful experience. But the thing is you don't want to dwell on it too long, right? You don't want to, you know, write it down, write an honest account about what happened, write down how you're feeling about it, but then decide that you're going to move on. Don't dwell on it, because especially when I was a teenager, like I noticed that it took me a long time to get over crushes because I would just keep on thinking about it. And it never got resolved, basically, until like much later on when I realized I actually needed to resolve these things. Otherwise, I'll just keep on obsessing about it in my own head. So, you know, you got to get to a point where you're not obsessing over it in your own head. And I think one of the best ways to do it is to write it down. And once you've written it down and you've made an honest account about it, then carry on with your normal day-to-day activities. If you need, you know, sometimes you might need a break off social media. Sometimes you might just need a break from your own thoughts. So the best thing for you to do is to be productive in some way, to like focus your attention not on your personal life for a few weeks or for a few months. You know, and focus on something else that you can kind of get, you know, like really stuck into. So these could be your hobbies, they could be your other passions, perhaps there's some projects that you're working on, perhaps it's school, perhaps it's your work. You know, find something that you can spend your time doing that is highly productive and also really good for you as well. Especially if it's really good for you. Like if you're working on a side business, like you've got your own blog, or you start a YouTube channel, or you make your own podcast or something. Like those are things that are going to probably benefit you in the future because you can monetize it and that kind of stuff. So if you've got that kind of stuff going on, that's also really, really good. But basically, whatever it may be, you got to focus basically on other stuff, right? And it may be the case as well. You know, sometimes they say, and I think this is true, you know, sometimes the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else or whatever, you know, I don't know if that's the correct saying, but, you know, but obviously if it's a crush, then you can probably do this immediately. But if it's someone you've been in a long-term relationship with, then probably you do need a bit of time, like about 6 months, to just get over it, basically, and to focus on other things, because I don't think it's a great idea to go from one relationship straight into another. But, you know, have that on the table, you know, make sure that you do get back into dating at some point, whether it's 6 months from now or a year from now. You know, if you need a break from love, then fine, take a break. You know, and but don't just be sitting there dwelling about it and being upset and miserable about it, because that's not going to help you. That's just going to keep you stuck. You can't stay stuck, okay? So moving on is extremely important, and the best way to do that is to actually move your brain on, and you can do that by focusing on other things. And honestly, I think that's probably the best advice that I have for you on that kind of thing. So please, 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 obviously write it down, sort it through. If you need a therapist, then go and talk to a therapist about it. But if you can't afford a therapist, then write it down, write an honest account, 100% of what happened, and then destroy it or keep it, whatever you want to do, and then focus on other things. The best way to get over someone or to stop caring about someone so much is to start caring about other things. Right? Stop caring about them. Start caring about other things. Start caring about your health. Start caring about your hobbies. Start caring about your friends. Start caring about your family. Start caring about doing volunteer work, whatever it may be. But start caring about something else. You know, let your love life go on a back burner for a little while and focus on other things where you can put 100% of your attention on. And I think that's probably the best path for you at this current time. Obviously, if you have any tips and advice yourself, if you've already gone through something like this before and you've managed to, you know, feel less intensely towards these exes and these crushes, whatever they may be, then please leave them down in the comments so we can all help each other out. If there's anything you'd like me to discuss in a future video, then please leave that down in the comments as well. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.